The Academic Staff Union of Universities also embarked on an industrial action on the 14th of February 2022. This mass industrial action repositioned lecturers and students back home. And for the students, it meant sitting out months of rent that they didn't enjoy. Now they are back in the school. Today, we are here in Gombe State University to find out the situation between students and their landlords who live outside the campus. Some of the students have voiced their worry regarding the non-waiver of house rent by their landlords, while some of them admitted that their landlords were right on course. On the other hand, a number of them pleaded with the landlords to waive a few months for them out of the 8 months that they spent at home. Stay with us on Youth Matters and Progress Television International as the program unfolds. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Maxwell.
All right. So you stay in hostel or off key?
Off key.
That's off campus, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you've been on strike for eight months. So what's the situation now like between you and your landlord?
The situation at hand is that he wants us to pay for a new house rent. Meanwhile, when we went for break, we did not stay in the house. So he's actually saying the money now has been exhausted, like it has gone off.
So how many months did you stay in the house before embarking on strike?
Just 1 month, just January.
And your rent is for 12 months?
Yes, for 12 months.
So that's, so like how many months now is left for you?
It's remaining like 4 months or 3 months.
Okay. So are you willing to pay that sum again to revalidate your house rent?
Not really, but the house is actually nice. But concerning the fact that the money is high, I don't think we could afford staying there again.
Can you tell us how much is your rent?
It's 85.
A year?
Yeah, a year, 85,000.
So what are your options now? You are going to look for a new house and then just forget about the lost rent?
Yeah, just going to look for a new house and forget about that one.
And how do you feel about that?
Well, I feel kind of sad, but we have no choice about it.
You are fine with it?
Yeah, very fine with it.
All right, thank you so much. Good day, how are you?
I'm fine.
Can you tell us your name?
My name is Muhammad Shakir.
All right, do you stay in hostel or you stay off campus?
No, I stay off campus.
Okay, so you were on strike for about 8 months. So what's the situation now between you and your landlord?
Of course, there are many situations between me and my landlord because I returned to the town last week. I have some goods in the room, some high rate in the rent, some expensive of the light and so on. The place we used to get water, there's no water now. You walk maybe at least some meters away for you to get water to bath, do your cook and so on. So there are many situations in the off-care.
So have you had the conversation with him about your rent?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so what's the situation now?
So there's no any situation. The demand for maybe is a cash. I'll pay more than I'm paying. So we're paying 105. Now it's 110.
He has increased the rent
of 5,000 naira.
And did he waive the 8 months that you were away, or it's also inclusive in your rent tenure?
No, he waived it.
He waived the 8 months for you. And how do you feel about that?
I feel so sad.
You feel sad for him?
Of course.
Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
What's your name?
My name is Moses Maxwell.
You stay in campus or you reside off campus?
Yeah, I reside off campus.
All right, so I want to know the situation now between you and your landlord. After this 8 months asuu strike, what's the situation between you and him regarding your house rent?
Actually, it has not been easy. Not only for me, but most of my colleagues. You know, some of us came back and saw our clothes being thrown out, our goods, because of the problem of house rent. Some people, because some houses were vandalized by people, and the landlords or caretakers of the houses did not even care to notify some of us. Like, I have some friends that came and saw nothing in their room, and nobody told them anything about that prior to the resumption from strike.
Did they take any action?
Yeah, some took action, but you know, some landlords are very strong that we can do little or less to them. Sometimes you just have to let things go.
All right, so has your rent expired?
Yes.
It expired during the asuu holiday?
Yeah. Most of us, our rent expired during those holidays. You know, it's 8 months.
So what happened to your belongings in the house?
Yeah, some of our belongings, like I said earlier, was thrown out. Some of our rooms, we came and saw new occupants, you know. And if you ask them, they will say they don't have problem with you. Agent gave them house. The stories are just anyhow.
And your belongings were thrown out, is that correct? Yours personally. Do you know for sure who threw them out?
I will not say for sure because the stories is anyhow. The only person I will be concerned with the security of everything about my belongings should be my caretaker and landlord.
And did you ask him about it?
Yeah, I asked, story from here, story from there. At the end of the day, I saw that I cannot fight those people, so I had to be patient. I don't know.
So he didn't give you any satisfactory answer?
He didn't give me any satisfactory answer. He was just giving me stories. Later we talk about how we do. He was prolonging the thing, and I noticed that I don't even have any power to fight.
And how do you feel about that?
I feel very bad. I feel something should be done to stop all these things because it is very challenging. It's not, some of us are not financially buoyant, and we are facing other problems apart from house rent in school. So I think the school union is supposed to do something about that, and the school management.
Okay, I'm going to go on international television. What do you think should be done about that? If you're given the opportunity to prefer a solution, what would that be?
Yeah, like you see, if you look at this our school, we don't have enough accommodation in the campus. That's why some of us are lodging outside. And it's even a threat to our securities because most of us are not indigenous of Gombe. We don't know place, we don't know some people, and we are not secure outside. We don't have people to run to when in problem. But when we are in the campus, if the university provide enough accommodation for students, I think I will not be out there, thinking about my life because I'm not in my environment, in my place.
So you've changed your lodge now from the previous one you were in when asuu went on strike?
Yes. I have to change when I came back because somebody that vandalized my goods or my things. You are not expecting me to go back to the same house.
So can you tell us how much you're paying now for rent, if you don't mind?
Yeah, we are paying 50,000 naira.
What was your former rent?
Yeah, the former rent was something 60.
Okay, so you have a haircut now on your rent. Yeah, and I can see you're smiling about that. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I'm fine, sir. How work, sir?
Fine, thank you. What's your name?
I'm Simeon Daniel by name.
All right, you stay in the campus or you stay inside campus?
Yes, I'm staying off care.
All right, so we want to know the situation between you and your landlord after the 8 months asuu strike. What's the situation between you and him regarding your house rent?
Regarding to my house rent, even though I have paid before going for the strike, so as I come back, there was no any big deal about the house rent.
All right, but you stayed at home for about 8 months. When you resumed, did your landlord waive the 8 months for you where you were at home, or is it inclusive in your rent tenure?
Wow, it was inclusive because he used to come, so he did not talk of any reduction or reducing anything for us.
But did you ask him about it? Did you talk to him about it?
Well, as I used to know landlord, how they used to be, I did not bother to ask because I know there will be no remedy.
Okay, but how do you feel about that?
Sure, even though it's very bad, seriously, it's not good. I've stayed in other places. They used to have union, so if things happen like this, they used to come down and discuss in their union how to mitigate the price of the house rent for the student, especially a student. So in this situation, I did not see anything happening like that. Well, I don't know whether they still have union. I did not discover about it here.
All right, but don't you think it's not the landlord's fault? It's out of his control.
Yes, even though it's not his fault, but at least he should at least reason with the student. Definitely it's not his fault.
Some students complained that their rents were hiked when they resumed. Are you part of those students? Are you affected by that?
Even though we are not yet informed about the next payment of the house rent. We are not yet informed.
Thank you so much. How are you?
Fine.
What's your name?
Feeling Patricia.
You stay within the hostel or you stay off campus?
No, I stay off campus.
That's very nice. So what's the situation between you and your landlord regarding your house rent after you resumed from 8 months asuu strike?
There is a little problem, Sha, because we pay our house rent last year, November. So before we go enter the house, it is about January this year. and he's complaining that the time we pay the house rent is the time he's counting the months, so we have to leave the house in this November time. And when to think of it, we did not stay in the house up to 8 months. At least he did not reason about all these things.
So he he didn't waive your the 8 months you spent at home. But did you talk to him about it? Did you maybe ask for a waiver from him?
Yes, we talked to him,
And what was his response?
that he didn't care.
And how did you feel about that?
We feel bad, of course.
But don't you think that the landlord is right on his course, because you didn't, the strike wasn't his fault, and even maybe if you pay, let's say for first semester, or if you pay during first semester, and then during the break of between first semester and second semester, you're definitely going to be at home, and then those weeks are not going to be waived out of your house rent. So don't you think the landlord is right in his own way?
No, Sha, when to think of it, he's right, but at least you have to understand that we are sent by parents. So at least when it come to normal sense, you have to understand, favor us maybe 2 to 3 months, at least.
Can you tell us how much your house rent is?
35.
All right, thank you so much.